Hi everyone, welcome to my channel, Maths Made Easy with Terry in 10 minutes. So we're going to the next mechanism of differentiation, and we're going to talk about how do you differentiate ln or natural logarithm or log to base e. Okay, they're all the same thing. So we talked about ln, the concept of exponent, before in my previous video. So we're not talking about that. I'm just going straight to differentiate this. Okay, so if you don't understand the concept of ln or exponentials, okay, please go to my previous videos and watch the videos on lns and exponentials so that you can understand it and appreciate it more. But now we're just going to go straight to how to differentiate. So for instance, if you have y is equal to ln ax, okay, and you are told to differentiate where a is a constant, okay, where a is a constant for this. And also, you also know that ln is the same thing as, when you say ln, if I say ln x, is the same thing as saying log to base e of x, okay? Or the same thing as the natural logarithm of x. So ln x is the same thing as this. So if this question here, where we have y is equal to ln ax, is the same thing as saying y, okay? It's the same thing as saying log to base e of ax, okay? Some textbook will write it like this, while some will write it like this. Still the same thing. But for me, I'm going to just stick to writing it as ln because it's just easier and looks pretty when you write it, okay? All right, so like I always say, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. If you've not clicked the notification bell, I don't know what you're waiting for, do click it. So when I post the new videos or post new videos on different topics, then you'll be the first person to know. So if we have a natural logarithm or a ln or a question that has ln and it asks to differentiate, how do you differentiate it? Now, there are three rules on how to do it. There are three rules or three steps on what to do. The first thing is that you have to differentiate the number in the bracket using any of the previous rules. So for instance, in this case here, you have to differentiate ax, okay? So that's the first thing. So I'm going to write it down. So you're going to differentiate, okay, the element or the number. So you can call it the element or number in the bracket, okay? In the bracket. So like in this case, the bracket we are having is ax, okay? So you're going to differentiate ax. Okay, so in this case, is the ax, okay? So using any of the differentiation mechanisms. So using any of the previously discussed um okay, so we talked about several mechanisms in the previous video. So you basically, based on what is in the bracket, if you just apply the relevant mechanism to differentiate it, okay? Now, when you're done with that, the next thing you then have to do is that you have to divide the answer you get from step one with the original questions, all right, or the original expression in the bracket. So the answer you get from step one, you then have to divide it with the original expressions of the elements in the bracket, okay? All right, so you divide the answer from step one. Okay, with the original expression in the brackets from the question. Okay, then after you're done with that, number three, you then what? Simplify. All right, and that is it. So let me explain this. So let's say, for instance, we had a y is equal to ln ax, okay, for instance, and you're meant to differentiate this. So the first step, step one, Step 1 said you have to differentiate the elements in the bracket using any of the previously discussed rules. So the element in the bracket is AX. When you differentiate AX, the answer you're going to get is what? A. Now, step 2, they said you need to divide the answer from step 1 with the original expression in the bracket from the question. So answer from step 1 is A divided by the original expression in the bracket was what? AX. Are you seeing it? So therefore, step 3, then dy over dx will be equal to A over AX. And this will cancel that. And that will give you 1 over what? 1 over X. And that is it. So what you do, you differentiate this bracket and you divide the answer by the original expression. And that will be your what? Your derivative. So let's start. Let's pick some example. All right. So number 1, let's say we have y is equal to ln x. Okay, so the first thing, step 1, we have to differentiate the what is in the bracket, and what we have in the bracket is x, and that will give you 1. Step 2, we have to now divide the answer by the original elements in the bracket. So here is going to be 1 over what? X. Then step 3, the y over the x is going to be equal to 1 over what? 1 over x. All right. So the next one, we have y is equal to ln x squared. Are you seeing it? So the first thing you do, step 1, what is in the bracket? We have x squared. All right. So differentiate x squared, and that will give you what? 2x. Step 2, we have to differentiate the answer from step 1 with original elements. So it's going to give us 2x divided by what? X squared. And when you divide this, it's going to give us, so x can cancel one of this, and that will give you 2 over x. Are you seeing it? So step 3, then we can now say dy over dx is equal to what? 2 over x. Okay? And that is that for that. So let's go to another one, number 3. So let's say we have y is equal to, let's say ln of x squared plus 2x, for instance, and we're told to differentiate this. So we have step 1. What is in the bracket is x squared plus 2x. When you differentiate this, it's going to give us 2x plus 2. Then step 2, you then have to differentiate, you have to divide the answer with the elements in the bracket. So it's going to give us 2x plus 2 divided by x squared plus 2x. So then step 3, and the y over dx now will now be 2x plus 2 over x squared plus 2x. All right. Maybe I can just fling in one more. Maybe let's say we have y is equal to ln, let's say 3x squared. Same thing, it does not really matter. So we have step 1. What is in the bracket? We have 3x squared. You differentiate this, it's going to give you what? 6x. Step 2, all right? You divide 6x with the original question there. So it's going to become 6x divided by 3x squared. Okay? X is going to cancel one of this. Then 3 here, 1, 3 here, 2. And that will give you 2 over what? Over x. So step 3 will now be dy over dx is equal to what? 2 divided by what? X. And that will be the answer for that. All right. So I want you to try these questions. So I want you to try this. Okay. So you have y is equal to ln x. You have y is equal to ln x raised to the power 5. You have y to be equal to ln 3x squared plus 4. You have y is equal to ln 4x cubed. And we have y is equal to ln 4x. Okay? And for all this now, I want you to find the dy over what? The dx. All right. And that is that for that. So as usual, you can solve this, put your answer in the comment section, or you can talk with a friend or speak with a friend about it. You can also try it and check, practice more questions from the worksheets, from the textbook, and see whether you're getting the same answer that the textbook is also getting. And also, if you have any question, feel free to stop me and ask me, or you can email me and I'll respond to you. And the next topic I'll be going to now is how to differentiate non-natural logarithms, okay? Because what we've talked about now is the natural logarithm, the length, but how do you differentiate non-natural logarithms, okay? So, and that'll be that for that. So for you to be the first person to know when I upload the new videos, I will advise that you make sure you subscribe and click notification bell. So when I upload the new videos on how to differentiate non-natural logarithms, you'll be the first person to know. So I'll see you soon, and I'll see you in the next video.